In the Lyman direction, Ukrainian air, drone and heavy tube artillery are systematically cutting crosses and destroying reserves before they can mass. Now those interdictions are causing Russian logistics to collapse. As bridging efforts stall under repeated strikes, supply columns fragment and armoured groups lose the sustainment and momentum they would need to close on Lyman. Russian commanders appear to be preparing a classic combined assault, hoping to rush into the outskirts of the town, establish a foothold, and allow infiltration groups to spread behind Ukrainian lines, Euromaidan Press media outlet reports. To accomplish this, large armoured formations are already moving into staging areas. Russian engineer detachments work tirelessly to build pontoon crossings over the Zherebets River, and supplies are readied for the urban battle to begin. Unfortunately for the Russians, Ukrainians spotted this sudden large-scale activity already from the start and are working to put a deliberate stop to the Russian master plan. Geolocated footage shows an airstrike recently striking a crossing that engineers were preparing over the Zherebets River near Bucha, Zuravka. Ukrainian airstrikes continuing to destroy Russian bridging efforts, each strike using 2 bombs to double the damage and ensure successful strikes, setting back Russian preparation days, if not weeks, till new equipment can arrive. Simultaneously, Ukrainian FPV drone operators are striking Russian tanks as they are moving up their remaining reserves all the way near the front line, most notably scoring a confirmed hit on the modern T-90M Proriv tank near the village of Terny. Unfortunately for the Russians, Ukrainian reinforcements have strengthened their positions as a new tube artillery brigade recently augmented the 3rd Army Corps. Euromaidan Press says the 52nd Separate Artillery Brigade, created and publicized through volunteer fundraising and unit announcements, has been added. Notably, this unit sports domestically produced Bodana self-propelled artillery systems alongside other 152 to 155 mm tube artillery. This addition places significantly more sustained firepower directly to the Lyman sector, able to engage river approaches, road nodes and staging areas repeatedly and accurately while moving away before being hit by Russian counter-battery strikes. Since the reinforcements arrived, Ukrainian artillery has been busy, as multiple shows of complete fire control confirm coordinated tube artillery missions against Russian ground lines of communication, bridging works, and rear area reserves. The combined effect is immediate, as even Russian engineers cannot construct crossings under sustained Ukrainian artillery fire, and Russian reserve armor is eliminated or dispersed before it can mass. Operationally, this shifts the dynamics in 2 decisive ways. Firstly, the range and volume of Ukrainian tube artillery now cover the full depth of Russian crossing sites, meaning Ukrainians no longer rely solely on air or FPV strikes to stop Russian bridge building and assault preparations, Euromaidan Press says. Secondly, the detection to engagement chain has drastically shortened as Ukrainian reconnaissance drones spot crossing works or vehicle concentrations several kilometers back, and the new plentiful artillery crews deliver devastating fire, while follow-up drones or artillery strikes exploit the damage and finish off what remains. The result is that the large armoured thrust planned by the Russians to reach Lyman is being disassembled in stages before they can even consider launching the attack. Those Russian bridging assets will be forced to choose between finishing crossings under constant fire or trying dispersed and nocturnal methods that sacrifice the tempo and cohesion needed for a rapid breakthrough.
Almost every day since last November, Gata Shanturia has taken part in a march to Georgia's parliament to protest against his country's increasingly repressive policies. He is undeterred by mass arrests that have become a regular occurrence, police violence against the demonstrators, or more than $110,000 in fines that he says he owes the government for protesting. "We've said that we will be here until the end, and we're still here," Shanturia, a civics teacher by profession, told the Associated Press at yet another march this week. This wave of mass rallies was triggered last year by the Georgian government's decision to halt the talks about the country's accession to the European Union. The move came shortly after the country's longtime ruling party, Georgian Dream, won an election the opposition alleged was rigged. The rallies, big and small, continue to this day despite a ruthless, multi-pronged crackdown the authorities have unleashed in response, adopting a myriad of repressive laws and going after the demonstrators, rights groups and independent media alike. Katuna Karishvili joined a rally in the Georgian capital Tbilisi on Wednesday despite the rain, and despite the fact that the sweeping crackdown has affected her family. Her brother, a 30-year-old plastic surgeon Irakli Karishvili, was arrested last December, convicted of disrupting public order, charges he and his lawyers have rejected as unfounded, and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Karishvili told AP her brother's trial was tough to watch. "All of those boys and girls who are in prison now were trying to protect our country from pro-Russian forces and a pro-Russian government," she said. Between April 2024 and August 2025, at least 76 people have faced criminal prosecution in connection to the protests, according to Transparency International Georgia. More than 60 of them are currently behind bars. Scores more have been slapped with a raft of steep fines. Shanturia said he was fined 56 times for allegedly blocking a road, one of the most common charges levied against protesters. He has not paid the fines and said he didn't intend to, even though under new regulations failure to pay the fines might land him in jail. Sometimes it means that those who weren't protesting but happened to be at the rally are slapped with those fines, too. Journalist Maryam Kavshbaya has been fined on February 2 despite the fact that she presented evidence to the court that she was covering the rally as a journalist. The authorities froze bank accounts of 7 rights groups as part of a probe into alleged sabotage. Georgia's prosecutor's office purported that the groups used their funds to provide demonstrators with protest gear such as masks, pepper spray, protective glasses etc., which was then used in violent clashes with police. The organization said the gear was intended for journalists covering the rallies and not for the demonstrators.
On